All right, what's up, everybody? It's chit chat time. I haven't done this in a while, so I have a question that I want to run by you guys for guitar. Now, a friend of mine, Josh, that you've seen on my channel, he talks about this all the time, and it's kind of strange. So I want to see what you guys think about this. See, he asked me one day. He says, "Dude, what if you could wake up one day and play anything that you could ever want to play on your instrument? Like, you don't have to practice it, you don't have to learn nothing, you don't have to go buy a book to help you memorize it, you don't have to buy DVDs to help you memorize it. It's just there. You wake up and there you go. You can do it. Is that something that would seem fun to you guys? I mean, does it even make you want to play the guitar anymore? Because if you were to learn everything or be able to play everything possible on the instrument when you wake up one morning, what's the point of learning the guitar? Right? Is that what you guys think too? That's what I believe. You see, if you woke up like that and could play anything you could ever want to play, there's no reason to practice. There will be no drive to get better, and there will be no, you know, songs that you can hopefully someday learn because you can already do it all. And he doesn't play guitar like he should, you know? And I know lots of guys like that. They go to the music store and pick them out a cool guitar, cool little amp, and they come home and they start to play, try to practice, and hit the roadblocks that we all hit. Like, oh, trying to learn my chords and my notes aren't coming out, or I'm deadening out strings. A lot of guys that I know that do this, what they do, I'm sure most of you guitar players out here have experienced this too with people, is that they try to bite off more than they can chew when they're starting to learn. And they all tell me, guys I've talked to, I don't want to learn basic chords, you know, because that's in country music. That's in country. And I don't play country. I'm a rocker, or I'm a blues player, or I play metal, or anything like that. Well, I hate to say this, but basic chords are in all styles of music. There's basic chords in metal, especially if you listen to the 80s stuff like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Metallica, Megadeth, things like that. And that's what makes people give up on it, I think. It's like, they're fans of, like, let's name off some bands. They're fans of like Carnifex, Whitechapel, Cannibal Corpse, you know, or something like Megadeth and stuff like that. And if you're just picking up the guitar, that stuff is way too complex for you to learn. You know, I mean, you don't even know what's going on in music yet because you don't know your chords, you don't know time signature, you don't know key. Like what chords are in this key. You don't know any of that stuff. And then you start learning your basic chords. Yes, it's going to be very boring. It's going to be very like just I hate it. I'm never going to get it. I thought the same thing. And many people that I grew up around watching play, they all thought the same way. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to be able to learn this. It's insane. Why does it have to take so long? You know, but if once you start learning your chords and you start seeing progressions, chord progressions, that will teach you what chords fit into what keys, you know. Which I don't know all this stuff, as far as music theory goes, but this is just what I have been told. I have something on my phone here. But I don't know, man. Just waking up and being able to do it. To me, that would take all the fun out of the guitar for me because I haven't done it in a very long time, but I do like to sit down and try to work on something and try to learn something new. Now, I haven't done it in a long time because I really don't have a whole lot of time to play the guitar much with my job. But when I'm on YouTube jamming out, that's my practice. Am I practicing anything? Not really. So let's kind of go into that for a minute. Practicing. Now, if you sit down and you start playing the same old licks you always play, you sit down and just noodle around and play all the stuff your fingers already know how to do, you're not going to really progress. This is what I was told by a guitar instructor. Because I had inquired one time about lessons, but I couldn't afford it. It was just way too expensive in my area. But he said, if you sit down to practice the guitar and you're just playing the same stuff that you can already play perfectly, then you're not going to progress as a guitar player. He said what you need to do is sit down with some sort of exercise or a passage in a solo that you have never attempted before, that you know you can't do, and you sit down and you play it. Try to get it under your hands, get it under your fingers, get everything to work out, and you play it until you can do it. And he said, when you're practicing the guitar, if it sounds really good, you're not getting anywhere. Practicing is supposed to sound bad. But I don't know. Josh is always bringing this up to me, like, what if you could just wake up and do it? I don't think I'd enjoy that. I think I would never touch my guitars because there's nothing to learn. Not anymore. And in the guitar world, there's always something to learn. I mean, if you get bored of playing metal or whatever style of music you play, make a transition into a new style. And that will broaden your horizons. It's very cool, the guitar. It's a great instrument. I love it. I'll tell you right now, guys, if I couldn't play the guitar and I suddenly lost my ability to play, I'd go insane. I don't know what I would do because I don't really have any more talents. I have gaming, but guitar is just so much more therapeutic to me. I guess is how you say that. Like if I'm going through a rough day, I had a hard day at work, you know, or stuff is bugging me that goes on in life, I sit down with the guitar and I'll play. And sometimes I'll practice a little something, but mostly it's just sit down and noodle around and not progress. But I just love it. And then Josh not playing the guitar the way he's supposed to, or the way not the way he's supposed to, the way that he should be. He tells me, he says, I'm just not motivated, man. And I told him one time, when you're beginning the guitar, if you really love it and you really want to learn to play, you shouldn't need motivation. It should already be in there. Like when I was first learning the guitar, I couldn't wait to get home from school and get back on the instrument and try to learn my chords. I couldn't wait because I was a hothead when it came to guitar at first. I want to learn Metallica. I want to learn all this thrash metal and all these fast solos and give me a lot of distortion and a wah wah pedal. My dad's like, slow your roll, man. Here's what you're gonna learn, and he drew me out a chord chart. Sit down with this and you learn this. And I tried, and I was like, this sucks. I want to just do what Kirk does. I want to do what Hetfield does. And Dad's like, you have to crawl before you can walk. and I sat down with those chords, and I went over them every day. Even when Josh and my other friends would call me on the phone, I would sit in here with the phone on my shoulder like that, playing the guitar, trying to learn this stuff. And then I took the chord chart away to see if I could memorize things, the chords I was learning. And I would put my fingers down on the strings, take me and the whole guitar in there to my dad. Is this correct? Is this a chord? And he'd look at it and be like, well, that's a G chord, or that's a C chord, or that is not. I don't know what that is, but that's not a chord. He would tell me that stuff. So when you're first learning the guitar, there are going to be days and a lot of times and things that you learn that are going to discourage you. It's going to make you feel like you're never going to get it and you should have never started to learn in the first place. And that is not true, man. If you want to learn the guitar and you think you can do it, go for it. It is going to humble you quite well. It will. It really will. But the more time you put into it, the more you get back off of it. Because, you could learn a song that people that you know like. And it might be their favorite song that they love. And they're going through a hard day and you sit down and play it for them on the guitar. It could brighten someone's day up. That's just something I wanted to talk about and just ramble on for a bit here because I haven't done this in a while. I'm trying to make this video as long as I can. I don't know if it'll cut off or not. I hope not. But the whole waking up and just doing it thing, I don't think I would even care about the guitar anymore. And Josh, dude, seriously, get on that instrument, man. And I know you hate it, trying to learn the chords and it don't work. Lots of people out here, beginners like myself, when I was learning, I hated it too. But, I told Dad, like, I want to learn Metallica, I want to learn all this stuff. And he told me, he said, when you're learning the guitar, you're going to have to learn things that you hate. So, all you people out here in the music world that play the guitar, I know a lot of us hate Nickelback, right? Let me tell you what, if you're learning chords, Nickelback can teach you quite a bit, man. I myself have no problem with Nickelback. I enjoy their music. They make good music. It's whatever, man. And people can say what they want about them, but they're making more money than any of us out here. So they must be doing something right. Because when I went and seen them, that arena was sold out. At Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. That whole place was packed to the brim. Now here's the cool part about it. Well, I don't know if you call it cool. I mean, this kind of made me be like, man, why can't people enjoy a concert anymore? The opening band was playing, and there was hardly nobody. Floor seats were pretty packed up, but up where I was, there was hardly nobody. And then the second band comes on, still hardly nobody. The third band, which was Breaking Benjamin, it started to get a little bit filled up. Not too much. Not crazy, but still a good amount of people. And then their set ends, and they're doing the set change, where they take that band's gear off stage, put the next band's gear on stage. That place filled up quicker than I've ever seen a place fill up. I mean, it was insane how many people crowded us up in the top, all the way down to the floor. And then when Nickelback came out on stage, they had the first two explosions go off, which, scared my friend that was with me. And they kicked into Burn It to the Ground. The whole place it just erupted. And it was fun. It was a great show. Although me and her, we didn't get to finish the show because of certain people. Some quote unquote addicts showed up and kind of ruined it for us, and we ended up leaving. But from what I've seen of them, which was probably over half their set, they were just about to play Rockstar whenever we left. But from what I've seen of them, man, they really kicked ass. I mean, I have no shame in saying that. They kicked ass as a band. They were tight as a band. So, sorry, don't mean to ramble on about that, but back to the guitar, man. See, stuff like that is what you're going to have to force yourself to learn so that you can get your foundation on the guitar. You need good foundation, chords, rhythm. Everybody out there, please, beginners, please focus on rhythm. Focus on rhythm guitar first. Because I know it's cool to do all the solos and all that. It sounds awesome, it's cool. And I did not do this, and my rhythm guitar has suffered for the past 21 years now. I've been playing guitar. My rhythm is very weak, and my soloing isn't as great as it could be, but it's pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but I can improve on both. But rhythm, I can improve more on. So y'all take that with you too. I just wanted to chat for a minute here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And people out there that are just learning, stick with it. Stick with it. Because you're going to be so glad that you did. When you get into your first bands, there's no greater feeling than making music with musicians that love it as much as you do. And then when you get out there in front of that crowd, and you get on stage in front of a crowd, you start to play your music, and you see how that room accepts your music, and they start cheering for you and making noise. That is the best feeling in the world. It's better than it's better than any drug you could ever take, any alcoholic beverage you could ever drink. I mean, for me, that if you're feeling tired that day before you play your show, or it's like, man, I'm hungover because I got drunk or whatever, you hear that crowd, even if it's just 30 people, 50 people, let's say 50 people, you hear that crowd out there waiting for you, and you start to play and they get into it with you, it's like, come on, let's go, let's do this. And it makes you feel like you're on top of the world forever, how long your set is. So everyone, take care, and please like and subscribe if you feel the need. I would appreciate it. It's not mandatory, but it would be appreciated. Thanks for watching.